news and entertainment. And for all of my LG Stylo subscribers, I'm still an LG Stylo fan. I still own several LG Stylos, and you guys been on this journey with me since day one. So I had to bring facts between the LG Stylo 5, which is the latest and greatest of the Stylo series, versus the new Motorola Moto G Stylus, because we wanted so much from LG as far as beefing up the Stylo, because we kept getting this budget model that only got minor improvements. I would say they start really improving from the 3 series. Like, you know, the 3 series probably was the best in my opinion. Everybody likes their own. Some like the 2, some like the 5, some like the 4, but I like the 3. So we will have a versus LG Stylo 5 versus Motorola Moto G Stylus, and the link for this article will be right down below in the description, just in case you want to go through it and check every spec thoroughly without me talking about it. All right, so Cardinal Phone Arena, this is the challenge: LG Stylo 5 versus the Moto G Stylus. Now we'll start out with the display. As you can see, the Stylo is only 6.2 inches and the G Stylus wins that round with 6.4 inches. The resolution is better as well on the Moto G Stylus with 23 by 10, 80 pixels. Also PPI is better, which is 397 compared to the 390 in the Stylo 5. So if you're looking for a better size phone and better resolution, then you automatically want to jump from the LG Stylo ship to the Moto G ship. Next would be the technology. They both use IPS LCD, which is what most budget phones that you're paying around $100 to $300 use. Next, screen to body ratio. Seems like the Moto G has a better screen to body with 84% compared to 79% with the LG Stylo. And they both have the ambient light sensor and the proximity sensor. Let's get to the hardware and performance. Now, this is what makes or breaks just about any phone to me, and it's what's under the hood. Now, the Qualcomm Snapdragon is in both of these, but unfortunately, the Moto G wins this by a large margin, pushing 665 Snapdragon SM6125 compared to the Snapdragon 450 in the LG Stylo 5. Something that we all complained about, something that we were pissed at LG, like, if you're not going to give us the right amount of RAM, at least beef up the processor and beef up the system chip, what's under the hood. So as well as with the Snapdragon, you have the octa-core. They both have that, but the LG Stylo 5 has 1800 megahertz compared to 2000 megahertz. They're just losing as far as the processor a pretty big margin, and the GPU is Adreno 6110 and the Moto G, and the LG Stylo 5 is 506. You have 3 gigabytes of RAM in the LG Stylo 5 when you have 4 gigabytes of RAM in the Moto G Stylus. They win once again in the department that really matters, and this will be a seller for many people. The Moto G Stylus has 128 gigabytes, which just crushes the 32 gigabytes in the LG Stylo 5. Now you could also use the also mighty SD card, which goes up to 2000 gigabytes on the LG Stylo 5, but it only goes up to 512 gigabytes on the Moto G, and that's the only aspect I see so far that the LG Stylo 5 has on the Moto G. And of course, I don't know if they will update the LG Stylo 5 to Android 10. I'm not 100% sure, but they do have Pie, and out of the box you get Android 10 with the Moto G Stylus. Battery life is a big difference as well. You get 4,000 milliamp compared to 3,500. Moto G wins that. The charging is Motorola Turbo Power. I think the LG Stylo 5 wins that battle because they have the Quick Charge 3.0. That's like the second or third round that they win compared to like Motorola just wins in every department almost. Let's talk about the cameras. This is another seller for many people. In the rear you have one single 13 megapixel camera with the LG Stylo, which we have not complained about because it was pretty decent for that price, that $150 price. But my goodness, you have 48 megapixels, should I say more, quad camera. You have laser and phase detection, autofocus. Second camera, 16 megapixel, and then you have a third 2 megapixel micro camera. Completely blows out that 113 megapixel rear camera, and there's no need to even talk about the cameras when it comes to LG and the Moto G Stylo. So we can talk about the recording. Now the LG Stylo 5 do have full HD, and it comes in 1920 by 1080, but we're talking 4K resolutions at 30 frames per second. Yeah, 4K 3840 by 2160 to be exact, and you could also do full HD at 120 frames per second at the same ratio as the G Stylo. So completely crushes the LG Stylo in camera department. And next we'll talk about the front, which has 16 megapixel. A front-facing camera is 16 megapixel with the G Stylus, and the LG has 5. Easily blown away. They lose way big in the camera department. So the dimensions, as you can tell, the LG Stylo is bigger, not by much, because you have 6x3 compared to a 6x2, and it's not really that much of a difference in size, as well as the materials. We still don't know what the Stylo is consisted of. I say plastic, but we know that the Moto G Stylo has aluminum. It's resistant to splash. We haven't got the specifics on the IP resistant yet, so we're still waiting for that. The biometrics, you have the 2D face unlock on the LG Stylo 5, as long as the fingerprint, because it's 2020, every phone has a fingerprint scanner, and you have a fingerprint touch as well on the Moto G. Now LG wins that round only because of the 2D face unlock, but you have features like the notification light and the stylus, and only the stylus on the Moto G. So far we don't know about all the colors, but there's a Aurora Black LG Stylo 5 that everyone has, and they have, I think, certain models that came out on Metro. There's different colors, but as of now we know that the Moto G is Mystic Indigo. So all these bands, as you can see here, Moto G has compared to the small amount that the Stylo has, just completely, even the data speeds is similar. They both use nano SIMs. HD voice calling is there, and this is a big plus for both. They both still have the headphone jack, 3.5mm jack, but you get Dolby Mobile with the Moto G. They have stereo speakers. The earpiece is used as a speaker, as well as the bottom firing speaker, so they win in that department as well. 5.0 Bluetooth compared to 4.2, they win in that. And this is Type-C reversible, as well as 2.0 USB. So this is another make or break point. They're both retailed at like $300, and you probably can get the LG Stylo 5 for a whole lot cheaper. But I'm telling you now, I'm switching over to the Moto G Stylus. They listen to all of the LG Stylo fans and customers. Everything that we wanted from the LG Stylo, Motorola has given us for more RAM. They have given us better cameras. The only thing that's needed to be with that stylus is a better stylus and a better screen. But Motorola, the Moto G is a great start. If they come with series of these, a couple more of these, and it'll be very, very likable. But this is a great entrance to, I think, the Stylus series, because their first introduction blows every LG Stylo out of the box. It's just way too powerful, way better cameras, and hey, you have to go off of facts. Like this video, leave a comment, share this on Instagram, YouTube, as well as Twitter. Hit that notification button and subscribe later.